personal against Oakland Raiders current head coach Dennis Allen, but I've said this before, and I said it with respect to then Oakland Raiders offensive coordinator Tom Walsh in 2006, and I said it again with respect to Oakland Raiders offensive coordinator Greg Knapp, in that they should be fired. Dennis Allen should be fired, but not just Allen. Here, also Oakland Raiders general manager Reggie McKenzie here. And the reason basically is that this administration, first of all, isn't producing wins. Let's get that out of the way. They're not producing the wins. But secondly, it's they select players with this idea of quite literally throwing, and Dennis Allen actually said this in a conversation with Rich Gannon at the 2013 NFL Combine in an interview. We're sort of seeing what fits or what sticks. They don't have a system. Tom Landry, when he was head coach of the Dallas Cowboys in 1960, said it took 3 years for players to basically pick up the system, and then after 3 years you would know who your monsters were. But the trouble is that there's no system where you can actually appropriately evaluate how players are growing over time. Consider the Raiders had went through 11 quarterbacks during the Dennis Allen, Reggie McKenzie regime. Then they spent $60 million on free agent acquisitions, but the rule simply is it doesn't matter who you pick so much as how you coach them. Let me show you what I'm talking about just briefly here with respect to this play. All right, this is from the Texans game. I want you to take all you need to know about the Raiders' problems. You can see right in this video. Look at, this is the Raiders on defense, obviously, but look how high they are versus the Texans' offensive line. The low man wins, right, or the low person wins in sports, right, because it's leverage. So watch what happens when we run this video real quick. There's Aaron Foster. They're blocked. What happens? He keeps finding, he gets past the line people because they were caught standing up right back here. They were caught, look at that. They're caught standing up right back here, okay? You see that? They're caught standing up. That's coaching. All right? Stay low. Meet the blocks. Shed the blocks. Make the tackle, but stay low and get off the ball quick. That's football fundamental teaching. And the Raiders on defense don't do this. So you're wondering, we've got all these great players, and how come they don't work? That's just one example. And then against the Jets ran all over us, picked up 22 yards in 2 consecutive plays. But when you take a coach's view from the end zone of the Raiders defense versus the Jets offense, the Jets were playing these usually wide line splits, but guess what? The Raiders' defense never adjusted at all. I can point out a litany of problems with the way this organization is coached, but the bottom line is it's time to send a message, to make a change. You say, who should the interim head coach be? I don't think it should be Tony Sparano. I really would have to think about that and really get back to you. But considering that Coach Sparano has had experience as a head coach, he is the most logical person to put in as the interim. So it would have to be Tony Sparano as the interim, but we need to go in an entirely different direction and really build an entire administration around a design of innovation and performance, and then have metrics to measure it.